day, good people. This is Helene D. Lewis, reporting for Helene D. Lewis, shouting out the artist recreates the world. What do you mean, artistic? I'm an actress, I'm a poet, I'm a playwright. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I don't got nothing else to say, because it's cold outside. It's cold outside. The artist recreates the world with some heat.
Welcome to the Artist Recreates the World. I am Gabe Riberiro.
Yep.
Creator of, you say it, because I don't want to confuse you.
The Nork Project.
The Nork Project. And tell them about that spelling, son.
Yeah, it's N-O-R-K.
Yes, that's the thing you got me the first time I saw it. I was like, I did a face. I was like, N-O-R-K.
That's how you pronounce it, though.
Right, that's how it's, right. Yeah, but we're so used to Newark, and there's some New Ark, the New Ark.
Yeah.
But I love that. I love the product. Did you bring any product? Oh, you got the
I got the hat on.
Yeah, he has a great product. Talk about why you started this project.
Well, initially I just got into graphic design, and I didn't have like any purpose in terms of what I wanted to draw or design, so I decided to go with things that were close to me, and I started just making things for my neighborhood. I started with Snapchat, so you can make geo filters, and then whenever you're in the geographic location, you can swipe and a sticker will show up of the location, and most of the art is user submitted, and so I would get my work up on Snapchat,
Really?
and you can see the metrics. And so this was like one of my 10th designs, the Nork, the marquee sign on Market Street of the Paramount Theater, and like
Make sure they see that. Just when you've been overseas.
It's been on Snapchat for about a year and a half, and I think it's amassed like 22 million views.
What?
And like 500,000 uses. So like 500,000 people have.
Or using it.
Yeah. So we can.
That's really cool.
And after that, I just wanted. It was cool, but everything I was making was digital, and I wanted to see something like outside of a screen, outside of pixels.
Yeah, wanted to see
So
something physical.
yeah, and that's how I got into making first stickers and then the dad cap.
Cool. So that I didn't know, that your idea started in the digital realm and developed a following based on your creativity, and then it blossomed so much that you were able to bring it, you made it into a physical piece. That's pretty cool. So what is art to you? I know you're a graphic designer, but what is art to you?
I don't know. I have a difficult question, difficult time sometimes when I make something and it's like, is this worth it? Is this art? And I was reading an article actually earlier today, and it's just art doesn't always need to mean anything. Doesn't always need to say something. Sometimes it's just a distraction or it's just an entertainment. I don't know the author, but he had written like a list article, 33 like how to be an artist, 33 steps. Like it was a really informal kind of thing, and it was kind of funny, but one of them, he said, sometimes you make things that are silly, sometimes you make things that are just for fun. They don't necessarily have to have a message or mean anything. And so I think art is very open-ended. If it makes you stop and think, maybe that's a piece of art. There's art that isn't permanent. Like I've seen artists do chalk on sidewalks and it washes away. And for those 2 days or however long it stayed, it was art.
I love that lightness that you bring, because I'm a believer on that the higher art is a combination of self-expression, theme work, being totally free from any other outside influences, if that's possible. And I believe that combination brings us to a place where we make that political art. Because I feel like political art is so important because we don't have equity. So when you bring that lightness, that's beautiful, because you not only bring the lightness, but you bring a product with it to help us enjoy, this lightness of the art that you created out of the digital space. What do you like so much about? Tell us about the story about coming up to Penn Station for the first time?
Oh yeah, I guess you heard that from Leo.
Yeah.
But I've lived in the Ironbound.
Teddy, thanks, man.
Teddy.
I got him.
I lived in the Ironbound all my life,
Yeah.
and so the Ironbound's like a bubble. I was there for 18 years. I turned 18, I'm going to college. I come downtown because I was going to NJIT. And it was like my first time in downtown Newark. I didn't know downtown Newark existed in the way that it does. And I was amazed, and I thought it was, and that was like my first experience with art in Newark. I mean, there's art in the Ironbound, but like when I came to the Hain building when it opened up January,
Almost 2 years ago.
yeah, and I see the print shop, and I had gone to the museum because I didn't know it was free for Newark residents.
Right.
And you go to the public library, and then it's so immersive.
What about the graph art? Is the graph art on the walls and on the streets, is it different in the Portuguese area than in the urban area?
I don't know. There's a new artist in the Ironbound that I really like.
Oh yeah, talk about who's it?
I don't know him personally, but
Oh,
his
that's good.
name is his tag
but
is
we'll find him. This is what I'm saying. I want you to put that out. So we find, although those artists don't like to be found. Go ahead.
His tag is no one, and it's just NO and then the number one.
I think I saw that one time.
And he has a couple of things in the Ironbound that they keep getting buffed or washed away.
Right. I think the city does that.
Yeah. It's on Jefferson. Is where I've seen most of his work, across the street from like a fruit and vegetable store kind of thing. And he draws figures. He does a lot of line drawings, but then he does kind of political stuff. He's like, one of his things was a multiple choice question. It said, who killed us? The government, mass media, or ourselves?
That's that political. But
Yeah.
see, that stimulates you. That political art, really, that kind. That's why I said that's that high art, where it like addresses issues and it arrests you when you see it. You be like, oh wow, you just put some lines together and question like on the street, dude, and like out like that.
And he does plays on his name, so he's like, no one be someone? And then he has like his face drawings, like they remind me of Basquiat, sort of thing. The line drawings.
Make sure you take some pictures if you haven't.
Yeah. And then there's another guy who also does in downtown Newark. He doesn't have like a name, but he just does a triangle and a circle.
I love those. I mean, I see these around certain taggers, and I interviewed a tagger, but I entered him in a undercover voice with his back to the camera, and he talked about what he was doing. It was so cool, like what they do and how they avoid the police. But they go out tagging late, and they love it because a lot of them want to make these statements that they can't make it other places. So it's like really cool. But I want to find out more about those dudes. So if you get that information, see, that's what I'm talking about. So maybe somebody else might hear this interview and they'll be like, oh, I know who that dude is, or maybe not. But I like to see that.
I find the art in the streets more interesting sometimes than things in the museum.
Well, you know,
hot take, I think, but part of the reason like I want to make stickers and stuff is this is art that you can carry, art that you don't need to pay to enter a building to see.
Ooh, I love that. That's powerful. That's powerful. Now, the stickers that I wanted to create, I actually wanted to do something like this what graph artists do. I wanted to put them on trees and on telephone poles, because I think that's so powerful to see these images. You know, like in the Wild West, they had 1 and 4 posters. That was art. But I'm saying I think that's so powerful. It adds such dimension and body to the city, because the cities are they're so rigid and they can be so stoic without the addition of that art. What do you think about the Riverwind in the middle of Raymond Boulevard as you go to the school? Up to, what's that street? You know where they have all the graffiti on both sides? All right, let's grab that. So Jerry Gant recently passed, and Jerry was a graph.
No, I remember the street you were talking about now.
Yeah, that's an interesting. but they haven't touched it.
My favorite, yeah. Oh, that I haven't even thought about that.
Think about that. Because when you take that ride through there, it's such a beautiful experience because your mind is like, oh, you can't even catch it. They haven't, what do you say, buffed it out?
Buffed it, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't buffed it out.
I like, somewhere in the middle, there's a very short line about ultraviolet. I don't remember. But then towards the end, someone just wrote almond milk. I love that. It's so random and it's just, it takes you out.
Yeah, so Jerry started as a graph artist, and after his passing, I'm just finding some of his tags that I never saw before because I never paid the attention. So I'm seeing some of his tags, Two Nasty Nas in different places on Central Avenue. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, this is fascinating. And somebody was telling me about some of the work that he did. And from what I understand, the reason why he was so good was because he had this technique that he could do like a stencil, or he could do this design in one shot without messing it up. He just had that kind of technique. So, what do you like about Nork artists in the art scene? What like really turns you on? What are you happy about, excited about?
I'm excited for spaces where artists can create. I love the print shop.
Yeah.
I don't think
It's really on.
it's really aided my development, I guess, as an artist.
Yes, that's good.
And in my reach.
And I love to see when I come in and I see all the artists sitting up outside on the wooden steps.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love to see that.
Yeah.
Coming in. That's pretty cool.
I also love how Newark artists are just proud to be from Newark. They might not live in Newark anymore, but when they come in Newark, it's like a party.
Do you have any other favorite artists that are further out? And they don't have to be local. Is there anybody else you follow?
Oh yeah, there's tons.
Me too.
Two. Well, my favorite that I've been reading a lot about is Aaron Draplin.
Mm-hmm.
He's a graphic artist from Portland, Oregon. Originally from Michigan, but he moved out to Portland. And he's a one-man team. His work has reached millions of people.
Yeah. What is it? The style, technique?
It's just him.
Mm-hmm.
It's his style, but it's just him too.
Digital or?
He's a graphic designer. But then a graph artist that I do like is It's a Living. That's his name. It's called It's a Living. He does these.
He's on IG?
Yeah, and he does these beautiful gradients, and like he has an amazing script, and he always writes very short phrases. It's always text. It's always like 2-3 words, but the way and the beauty and the colors. He actually has a piece. There's a restaurant, Ono Grinds Poke, on Raymond Boulevard.
Yes, I know that.
The wall on the right hand side is his work.
Really?
That was a commissioned piece, and he wrote Good Life, or The Good Life. And the colors and the gradients is beautiful, and he does work all over the world. I follow him on Instagram. He's always traveling, always in a new country. Amazing stuff.
I love that. That's one thing I want to do. Travel and talk to artists all over the world. And it's so, what I love is like, we all do the same thing, but there's these nuances and these intricate behaviors that are very different, that make you different from me, or make a graphic artist such as yourself different from another graphic artist. But yet we strive to improve our craft together. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at my personal is gabe.rbr, gabe.rbr, and then you can see the Nork or Newark related stuff at the Nork Project.
Can you mind showing that?
Yeah.
So they can see Nork. That's how it's spelled, you know.
N-O-R-K. The Nork Project, at the Nork Project on Instagram, thenorkproject.com. Yeah.
Good. Some sponsors and people want to pick you up because your idea is so fresh, just a matter of time. They already have that position. Alright? Come back again. I'm going to check you out probably in 2 or 3 years if I'm still around here in Newark. And we'll get an update. Maybe we might meet in another city somewhere.
Hopefully.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Gabriel, peace.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks for coming on.
No problem.
Peace, we out, y'all.